In this video, I'm going to give you a peek behind the scenes at my live streaming and video recording setup and give you some tips about some of the budget gear that you can use to live stream. Let's go. Hi, my name is Pete and this is Studio Live Today, where I help you create, record and release your best music. Now, if you are a musician and you're creating music or you're creating other sorts of content, then live video and live streaming is something that is becoming more popular and more necessary to help promote your music. So if you want to learn how I do my live streams, both on this channel and for other purposes, then stay tuned because I'm going to take you through the gear that I use and how I set up to live stream, both here on my mobile and on my desktop PC. So let's jump in now and take a look. Now, my live streaming setup that you can see here is definitely middle of the road. You can go a lot more high end and you can also get away with some more budget and cheaper gear. So I'm going to let you know what I use, and then I'm also going to give you some recommendations for cheaper gear if you're just starting out. The first thing you will need is some sort of computer hardware. So I use a PC and I use the Lenovo ThinkPad E580 here. I've done videos on this of why I bought it and why I use this as my audio and video streaming and recording laptop. So you can check those out in the description. You can also check out links to all of the products that I mentioned in this video in the description below. Also important to mention that if you don't have the latest and greatest PC or Mac, don't worry. You can usually get away with streaming as long as you have something relatively modern that has a decent amount of memory and a decent processor and video card in there. So give it a try before you actually go out and race out and buy something new, because you may be able to get away with what you're already using. Moving around the setup here, you'll notice that I've got two monitors there. Those are Asus 24-inch monitors that I've had for a very long time. They do the job. They're nothing special, and you don't need dual monitors. You don't even need an external monitor if you're using a laptop. You can get away with the laptop and the laptop camera. When you're starting out, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. You'll notice there, though, on the top there, I do have a camera, which is the Logitech C922, which is my absolute favorite streaming camera. It is 1080p. It has great video quality, good autofocus, and does the job. And it's pretty much the industry standard for streaming these days. In the middle there, you can see my coffee cup, which is not essential, but highly recommended, at least by me. And then over on the other side is all of my audio gear. So let's jump over there now and take a closer look at what we've got going on over here. So here is the engine room of my whole live streaming operation, the Samson MixPad MXP 124FX, which is a great little mixer. It's very affordable. I think last time I checked it was less than $150 US to pick this up. It does have a USB connection, which is why this one is so valuable, because I can connect it into my PC directly and then I can stream using the audio from this. So why would you need to use a mixer over just using a USB microphone or an audio interface? Well, let's jump in and take a look at some of the features that I use on this for my live streaming. Now, once again, if you're just getting started, you don't need a mixer. You can just grab a USB microphone, and there's a video that'll be linked up there all about USB microphones. So you can just grab a USB microphone, plug that in, and then combine that with the audio on your Mac or your PC, and you'll be good to go. But here's the benefits of having a mixer. We have 4 independent channels here that I can bring in either microphones or line input. So I can plug guitars, I can plug keyboards, I can plug other equipment in here, and I can actually stream live with that. I've also got the ability to bring in my PC's audio here, and I've got the ability to monitor it all in real time by plugging in a pair of headphones, which are these Sennheiser HD280s I'll talk about in a moment. I can then balance all of the levels. So if I've got different inputs in here, I can balance all of those live here. I can drop the volume down there if I want to mute myself out, bring myself back up into the mix. So it's just a really handy and flexible way to be able to do that. The other beautiful thing is, you'll notice there's a connection here. This goes out to a 3.5mm jack, which I've got plugged over on my desk that I can use to plug in my iPhone or my iPad, and then I can bring that in on this different channel. So if you've ever seen one of my live streams where I start playing music or I'm demonstrating something on the iPhone, I can then bring in the iPhone audio and then demonstrate something and then take that out again. So consider a mixer, but again, you can get away with just a microphone to start with, but a mixer is definitely a handy addition to my streaming setup. Now, headphones are an important part of a live streaming setup. If you're streaming for a long time, you need some comfortable headphones that are going to cover up your whole ear, that you're going to be able to wear, and they're going to deliver good quality. So I recommend these ones. These are the Sennheiser HD280s. These are my absolute go-to headphone of choice. I've got plenty of videos where I talk about these as well, and there's a link down in the description to where you can pick these up. But again, if you're starting out, you don't need to buy. These are about a $100 headphone. You can get away with a $50 pair or even a $20 pair of headphones. It really doesn't matter. And I'll have some other links to some other budget gear that you can check out in the description if you're just starting out. And the final piece of kit that I have here is my microphone. So I use the Samson C01 for all of my live streaming and also a lot of the video audio that you hear on the channel here. I like it because it is very basic, it's a rugged construction, it gets a good quality of sound, and it's really inexpensive. So I think it retails around $60 last time I checked. There'll be a link down in the description that you can check out. But you can use any microphone, and the beauty of having a mixer or an audio interface is you can use either a condenser or a dynamic microphone. And we could go into a bunch of detail about that, but what I do suggest is you go over to studiolivetoday.com/gear, and over there you'll find my gear guide where I have all of my recommendations for different microphones, mixers, audio interfaces, and all the rest of my gear. So before we talk software, let's summarize the hardware that you'll need to get started. So you will need some sort of computer, a Mac or a PC that you can actually use to do your streaming. You'll also need some sort of microphone. So I'm using a XLR, the Samson C01, into a mixer, but you can of course use a USB microphone. You'll need a pair of headphones to actually listen to your sound and actually hear your streaming audio. And you'll need a camera. You can use an external webcam like this, or you can use the camera built into your laptop. So now that you've got an idea of the hardware that you'll need, what about the software side? Well, let's dive in and take a look at that now. So what I use for the majority of my streaming is OBS, or Open Broadcaster Software, which is what you're seeing on my second screen right here. Now, I am definitely not an expert in this. In fact, I learned a lot of what I know from Nick Nimmin, who is an excellent YouTuber and someone you should definitely check out. I'll have a link to his channel down in the description, and you can check out a video up there all about how to get started with OBS. What you basically do is you bring together, you tell OBS which video and audio sources that you're using, and then it streams those to YouTube, to Facebook, to Twitch, to whatever platform you want to go to, and you can transition between your camera and your screen. You can bring in and take out different audio sources. You can mix things live and on the go. So it's a great solution if you're looking to do streaming to any platform. However, if all of that sounds like too much work and too difficult, you can use the integrated live streaming features right here in YouTube, Facebook, and a bunch of other platforms. So just look for a button that says Go Live or Live Streaming, and you'll be able to set up with your audio device and your webcam straight away without any additional software. So right now you might be thinking to yourself, Pete, that's lovely, but don't you promote using your mobile phone for these sort of things? Can't I just live stream directly from my phone? Do I really need all of that gear and all of that setup? Well, yes, of course you can. And I use my phone to do a lot of video recording and streaming like you saw in this exact video. So yes, YouTube, Facebook, all of the apps can actually stream live. There's also third-party apps that you can use to stream from your phone. In terms of audio, I tend to use a pair of earbuds with a microphone built in. That gets you pretty good quality audio. And if you want to find out what sort of quality, listen to the rest of this video, because that was recorded with my iPhone and this pair of earbuds. Now, if you want more information about mobile recording and streaming and video creation, I recommend D Nimmin's channel. Now, yes, he is Nick's brother, and he covers everything mobile video and mobile YouTube and mobile creation. Very, very cool channel. So I'll have a link to D's channel up there and down in the description, as well as Nick Nimmin. So if you want to dive into this stuff and you want to actually hear from some real experts, then I suggest checking those folks out. You won't be disappointed. One final tip before we finish up, and that is to practice your live streaming in a private mode before you get started. So Facebook, YouTube, all of the different platforms will have a way to stream privately. In Facebook, you just select only me when you're going to live stream. In YouTube, you make sure that your stream is private, and that gives you the opportunity to practice as much as you like, and then you can actually review your live streaming. Check your video, check your audio, make sure it's all looking and sounding the best it can before you actually live stream to the public. I hope you found this useful. Your job now is to get out there and start live streaming with whatever device you have right now. Stream your music, stream your band's rehearsal, I don't care. Live video is cool, it's interactive, it's engaging, and it's a great way to grow your brand, grow your audience, and promote yourself and your music. See you next time.